Manus AI is one of the most viral platforms that I've ever covered and in the AI space since it came out. And now with the new version of it, you could now build mobile apps, you could create multi-tab business spreadsheets, you could design marketing assets, you could launch an entire website with a custom domain, and this is all possible without writing any code. This is with a major update that Manus got called Manus 1.6 Max, which one of my favorite options is the ability to create entire mobile apps without writing code, but a lot of other capabilities that I want to show you too. So in this video, I partnered with Manus to walk you through 7 game-changing use cases so you could see exactly what this tool is capable of. And I'll show you where Manus 1.6 Max really makes the big difference here. And one quick thing before we jump in about the different plans here, Manus 1.6 Max and Manus 1.6 are available to all paid users, and they have another version called Manus 1.6 Lite, which is available in the free plan, and you could choose which one you want to use every time you start a new project. And if you want to try it for yourself, click the link in the description and Manus will give you 1,000 credits so you can follow along with this video. Okay, for the very first use case, let's use Manus to build a real mobile app here. So when I start a new chat here in Manus, the very first thing I like to do is choose which model here from the 3 that are available here. So this one's available to free users. These are part of the paid plan. Now in this case, I'm going to choose Manus 1.6 Max because this is going to be a complex multi-step build to build an entire working mobile app. So build a fully functioning mobile app for a local home cleaning business. And I explained a few different things I want the app to have, but very minimalistic prompt here. Using simple colors here, very clear and easy navigation. This is really the end of my prompt, so not very complicated. You could use Manus actually to give you prompts here or to really expand out on a single sentence prompt to give you something with more details. But Manus is going to plan the whole app structure, create the different screens, connect any logics here in the background that it needs to have, and all I have to do is send it out. Okay, in a few minutes, we got a ready to publish app right here. So let me walk you through exactly how this works. So what Manus does is at first it creates a to-do list, and it's basically a simple checklist, and it'll go through each one and it will create these things and then it will check off the tasks. So if you were a developer and you were doing this, you would probably do something like this, but I never wrote any code here. This was that single prompt and this is the result that I got here. And you can see all the different files it created. These are all the different documents. And in this case, these are all the different code files. But again, I don't have to look at any of them. It also creates an app logo here. So use an AI model in the background to create that, and they are also editable here and everything else that was required to create this app. And the app is pretty straightforward. It's minimalistic, but it does exactly what I asked it to do. The ability to be able to find different home cleaning services. I could see them ranked here with the different services they offer, and I have a contact option where I could see business hours and the service area. And if I want to book anything, I press that, choose a service here, pick a date, pick a time range here, and confirm my booking. Obviously, in this app, you need real people to show up to your home, right? But you get the idea. And if I press publish on top, I could publish to the Google Play Store for an Android app. And they also walk you through how to do this as an iOS app here if you want to publish this and actually get feedback. And if you just want to share this with other people, you could use this preview option. So anyone here with a link will be able to preview this app too on their mobile device. So if you're a founder, entrepreneur, creator, this completely changes what's possible, right? I basically just turned a really simple idea into a working, functioning app with one single prompt here. For our second idea, let's recreate a very popular app. So this is a simple but familiar style app, but we're gonna add our own twist to it, and then we're gonna improve it live. Here's the exact prompt I'm gonna use. Create a simple mobile game inspired by Flappy Bird, and it's really straightforward here. I didn't give it that much instruction, and that's all I'm gonna send out over here. And again, I'm gonna make sure I use 1.6 Max here for mobile apps. This is the model you wanna use in the background. Okay, we got the very first version of the game here. Kind of an interesting look to it, and it generated all these different things on its own. That was just my prompt here. So yeah, it works pretty good on my keyboard. Let me go ahead and make one change to it. Let me crash here. Now I'm gonna follow up with one prompt, increase the difficulty gradually every 5 seconds and make the background color change as the score increases. The nice thing is this really gets you a working app just from the very first prompt. In that 2 examples I showed you so far, the very first draft was usable, but I could build on it here with a follow-up prompt. Okay, so I'm just fast forwarding through this new version of it. You could see as I keep going, it gets much, much harder and the background changes color every 5 seconds, which makes it a little bit more interesting to look at. And there's a few other things I want to show you here. What you could do is you could also add collaborators here, just type in their email and invite them to this project. You could also share the project here as a private or public access. And if you're happy with the project, you could just go ahead and press publish right here. Anyone with a link will be able to access that as soon as you publish it. It creates this link right here. And if I just open this link, it will take me to this domain here. And anyone with that link could now play my version of this Flappy Bird game. And you could also add your custom domain here, which I will show you with the website example. And everything you do create here is going to be mobile friendly too. So if you want to look at it on mobile view, this is what it's going to look like on the mobile view. So it's really nice that it creates a desktop and mobile version of your apps here and your websites. For the next example, let's actually switch gear and do a business use case here. So I started with a new task, and again, I have Manus 1.6 Max, and this is important for any type of long form research and any type of complex data work here. So conduct a deep competitive analysis of the online education market. We run an education business here in the AI space, so this is handy for me. Include top competitors and their prices, core product offering, target audience. Also compile a structured written summary that explains the key insights from the spreadsheet. Now, let me show you what Manus did. Manus basically did an entire deep research. He gathered all the data and he generated this spreadsheet for us and also this summary. So let me show you the spreadsheet first. So this found all the companies that I asked for. It gave me details on their size here, their partnerships, all the different things I needed here in this competitor overview. We have a pricing breakdown here, all the different features they have. I mean, this type of research will take days for sure, and it took minutes here inside of Manus. And I also asked for a detailed analysis and the market outlook here. So it wrote this entire paper with these little annotations here for where you got all that sources from. So this entire document was also created here. And anytime with Manus, I could see all the files here in one place. So all the different files were generated here, and I could go ahead and download any of them directly from this page here, or just convert them to any of these other type of documents. And this type of spreadsheet capability is possible with the new upgrade with Manus 1.6 Max. So if you're doing any type of consulting, analysis, marketing, any type of strategy work, this is actually really useful in our business, for example. This could obviously save you hours, if not days. Now, for our next example, let's actually turn our deep research into a go-to-market plan. So if you have an idea, a product, an offer you want to launch, this is a good way to do it. So I started with this deep research. Now I'm going to actually do a follow-up prompt for this example and not start from square one, because we have this research already in chat. And I'm going to use this prompt. Using the previous competitive analysis, create a go-to-market plan for a new AI education platform. And these are some of the things I want to include in that go-to-market plan here. So very, very simple prompt. And let's go ahead and send this out over here. Now, with any type of AI platform that's an agent-based platform like this one, Manus, where the agent does a lot of the things for you, this is one of my favorite ways to use it. Because if you use it as a follow-up prompt, you could build on that, right? Now it understands the context from the previous conversation. Everything is going to feel connected, and it's going to be a lot more practical than just getting an output from one prompt. I usually like to follow up and build on existing chats here inside of Manus. And here is our go-to-market plan that I created in just a few minutes. So our market opportunity, our ideal customer profile here, our target buyer. Yeah, pretty much everything. I mean, I've launched a business like this before, so I know the things that I actually had to do to get it there. And this plan is really well aligned with sort of what we have here. For the next example, let's actually look at design, because Manus could create entire design packages for you. So in this case, create a set of marketing visuals for an AI education platform called SkillLeap AI, generate Instagram post, website hero banner, and email header image. Use modern tech design with clean typography and professional color palette. And by the way, you could have this number to be much higher. You could ask for 10 Instagram posts at the same time. Manus is an AI agent, and he usually works in parallel, doing multiple different tasks at the same time. So you could let this to go to work, come back in 10-15 minutes, and you'll have your assets ready for you. And these are the different things it's created for me. The nice thing is with any creation here, you could actually click on it and upscale it. So this will upscale it to a higher resolution if you need a higher resolution. You could easily edit the text, which is one of my favorite options, because a lot of times when you generate images using AI, maybe you like the design, but you just want to make small alterations to the text. Well, this lets you quickly do it. So if I want to change this to Master AI with Practical Courses and press save, this will just generate another version of it here, but it keeps the design really consistent. You only change the text, and I could go ahead and download it from here. The other benefit is if you have anything where you need to remove the background, this also lets you do that with one click too. So this feels a lot more like a design software rather than just an AI tool that generates images. Now, this next one is really practical because almost all of us at some point will create a website, personal or professional. So this is going to build us a website, and we're going to be able to add our custom domain to it too. Build a modern marketing website for an AI education platform. You can build this on a previous prompt too. So if you've already done your deep research, your analysis, this could be a follow-up prompt, but I'll use it as a new prompt here. The website should include a homepage, including the value, explaining the different courses, prices, contact page in a clean layout, and it's going to optimize it for the search engines and get it ready to be publishable in a few minutes. Okay, let me show you the website here in full screen. So it did everything I asked for. So the homepage looks really, really nice. Let's go to the courses page. That looks really nice. Then it has a filtering system. That's nice. Pricing page looks really good. And contact page also looks really good. Obviously, it's all placeholder. So what you could do is, let me go back to the homepage. You could press the edit option. And the nice thing about Manus when it makes websites is it makes everything really, really easy to edit. So you can obviously use the left side here and do follow-up prompts, ask it to make changes for you. But for quick things, let's say I want to just change this to AI, and that's all I had to do. The edit is actually done here. When I'm happy with the website, I could press publish right on top, and I could go ahead and publish this website right over here. And it will create this link, but I want to go ahead and customize the domain. So I could click this, and this lets you buy a domain directly from here. You don't have to use a third-party service to buy a domain. You just press buy a domain from here. And as long as the domain is available, you could go ahead and buy it directly from them. If you already have an existing domain, you could still use Manus, make your website, and then connect your domain. This walks you through exactly how to do that from an external domain provider. But if you bought it on Manus, obviously, it's a little bit easier here. And the other thing that it did for us is it actually created all kinds of things related to SEO. And we could also turn on our advanced SEO support over here and actually get this SEO score and look at all these things that is optimized for us and improve on our SEO over time. Now, anytime you make a change to this website from this page, you could then publish it, and it will publish the latest changes. And if your website is live, it will push that to your live website, and it's already mobile optimized too. So always look at your website on mobile view, go through all the different pages, make sure the menu works, all the different pages work before you publish it here. So for this next example, I'm going to give Manus one large outcome-based task. So it will have to deploy multiple different agents doing multiple different things. Help me launch a new digital AI course from scratch. Research my target audience, define the course's positioning, outline the course's curriculum, suggest marketing assets and launch plan, and break everything into a step-by-step and clear outcome here for delivery. Okay, this one took a little bit longer than the other ones, but it created all kinds of different assets for us. So for example, I have this document here that's our complete course launch blueprint. It has all these different things related to it. It created this nice AI opportunity checklist so we could go through marketing and sales plan, operations, finance, and go through and make sure we have all these things in place. We also have this webinar here. It's created an outline for an AI roadmap webinar to help us get customers that way. Email launch sequence with all the different emails we need, marketing plan, course curriculum, course positioning. It's also created an entire launch package with all the different files that we need to have as download files. And a lot of these things very quickly could be also turned into a website. So this one, for example, I could just click create a website and it will turn any of these documents into an entire website. But I'm telling you from having done this before, this is a multi-day, sometimes multiple week research. This gives me a really strong baseline with all these documents as a starting point. And I think it took maybe 12, 13 minutes to do all this research and create all these different files from just a really simple text prompt. Now, those are 7 practical ways you could use Manus 1.6 and Manus 1.6 Max today. And if you want to try it for yourself, again, there's a link in the description so you could try Manus with 1,000 credits. And I'd love to see what you built. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see other examples in upcoming videos. I will see you on the next one.